Welcome to the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl, Goddess Nikita, a.k.a. Pretty Red ENT. And if nobody told you they loved you today, just know that Goddess Nikita, she loves you, and I'm sending love and light out into the whole entire galaxy. Okay? Man, guys, what a time to be alive, okay? I kind of miss y'all. Everybody said they miss my podcast. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta put my episodes up. But here's what I want to tell y'all, guys. What I have learned over this past, few weeks, which has been very intense for me, guys. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It's been very intense. And now what's going on, too, guys, is it's about to be very intense for your love life. I don't know what's going on, but they're intensifying this energy around love. And it's like woo. I keep telling people, I was like, don't worry about it, because love gonna find you. You running from love, baby. Love about to catch ya. Catch you. And I feel like love's going to catch you right where you want to be caught at. Because some people might be like, oh, I want this love. Hold on, baby. You might want me, but I probably do not want you. And that's okay. And I'm okay to say that. But what I won't do is string you along and gaslight you. I will say, listen, I'm not interested. I can't see me and you moving on. And so I will just call it deuces. Do you have people who play games? You feel me? And I think that's where the confusion come in at sometimes. Because I want to talk about this. My guy friends told me I should speak about it because he said I never looked at that perspective of what I'm going to give y'all. So I said, imagine this, okay? Peep game, because this is important. So imagine you being a woman, you telling a guy, listen, I'm really saving myself for my husband. I really don't want to have sex, but I can date you to see if I like you enough to court you, or because dating and courting are two different things. And some people, they think that they're the same because they run concurrent, but they're not. They're two different things. Dating is dating casually. Courting means you're courting to marry someone. That's even in the Webster Dictionary, okay? So imagine a girl saying this, and a guy says, listen, I don't want nothing serious. So, I guess we're going to have to call it quits. Okay, fine. So this girl goes on the next day, doesn't call you, but guess who calls her? You do. Now, why are you calling this girl and you know she wants a relationship? Okay? Because then at some point she's going to assume okay, well, maybe he's going to drop his guard and give me what I want. He's going to date me and he's going to, he's going to court me. He's not going to date me. Get what I'm saying? So some people get highly upset because you're talking to someone and somebody already told you what they wanted. So once this guy pursues this girl who wants a relationship, who wants to be kept, and technically he don't want to be kept, but he likes her lustfully. Okay, he wants to enter her body, chip. Now let me tell you about this move right here. Because most people don't pay attention to this, but this is a true statement, and this hurts. When people go do, and they start doing that womb healing, and they start doing sexual healing. And when you guys really do that deep healing when it comes to y'all's sexual body, that's because to me, that's a predator. People don't understand that this right here is an example of a predator, okay? I don't care who this offends because this is real. Because at any time a woman tells you no, you should never ask her again. At the moment she said no, you need to back up and go on like your day's going on. At any moment that you ask her twice, that means what? That means that she really does not want to do it with you. And then she says no twice, that really meant it. Whether you felt oh, no means yes, no, nigga. Or no, man, I'm so sorry. No means no, yes means yes. Period, point blank. Ain't no woman for to tell you she want to do something and she don't. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. But at the end of the day, this guy calls her like, you know what, I really like you. How about I take you out? Okay, you compromise. So a lot of people don't understand. This girl's already compromised. He said, hey, so she's thinking, hey, he's about to court me. Okay, we finna be like courting. You get what I'm saying? And so now this guy pressures her on the first date to have sex. And she already told that man the very first time that she was not having sex. Okay? Now, say for instance, she did let him hit. She's thinking, hey, we're dating now, so maybe I could trust you with my body, blah, blah, blah. Skippy, skip, skip. Now, come to find out, maybe 2 or 3 days later, he's like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want no relationship. I still want to have sex with you, though, but I don't want no relationship. Hold on. I would have never let you enter my body if you would have told me that. And a lot of people don't understand this conversation takes place more than often. I was literally talking to one of my guy friends, and I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she was telling me that she had to explain to a man like how he made her feel. Because it is an abusive situation. I told you what I wanted, and yet you pressured me into giving you my body, even though I told you off ripped, and I looked you and I was serious saying, I don't want to have sex with anybody. Not unless they're my person or they're my man. And if any moment you make me have sex off of that and you don't have no intentions of being my man, then what the hell does that mean? And women are guilty of the John Doe crime too, okay? I'm not going to lie and say, oh, it's just, oh, man. No, because women do that too. Hey, you meet a guy that be serious. He wants a relationship. You meet this woman. She be like, I don't really want a relationship. But she end up liking you. Okay, then she gets involved with you, leads you on, smash you, and then, and then she's like, okay, well, I just want to have sex with you. I really don't want the relationship. Guys' feelings be hurt too. Men's feelings be hurt too. That's the only thing I'm going to tell y'all. Like, women are guilty of John Doe crime too. Okay? And the only reason why I'm talking about it like this, because the person who I was talking to, one of my guy friends and one of my female friends, they're in a relationship. And so they were talking about this. And I was like, you know what? It's a great topic to talk about on my podcast because a lot of people don't look at it like that. But at some point, this man voided everything this girl said from Jump Street. You didn't care. You only cared about your selfish needs. This woman saying, hey, look, I don't want to have meaningless sex. That's basically what she's saying. I don't want to have meaningless sex, but, I can court you to see if you're somebody I'm willing to share my body with. If I'm willing to, lay down with you every night. And so when a person says that, what I'm telling y'all is they're really expressing in a way, okay, I really want something on a larger scale. I really want to be valued. I don't want to just have sex just to have sex. It's just not where I'm at. And so at any point, when that man entered her body and he later, a few days later, said, no, he don't want a relationship. He doesn't understand, why she, it's like certain things okay, well, I didn't think that we was not huddled. I would have never let you in my body if we wasn't going to be huddled. And so what this does, this creates a womb, something that hurts her womb. She shared her body with somebody. She said, hey, I haven't had sex in a long time. I don't want to do it. And I know the feeling. So when I'm talking to her, I'm telling her I get it. But a lot of people don't call people out on their initial behavior. You would have never been in my energy field if you would have not pursued me like you really wanted to pursue me. Okay? That's like you taking, if I told you I wanted a serious relationship and you said you don't, at that point, I shouldn't even be on your roster. You should delete my phone number because we're not in alignment. You are going one place and I'm going another. So at any point after that, you really, get upset. Then it's kind of okay, well, what do you mean my feelings are not justified? I was telling my friend, I said, what are you talking about? Your feelings ain't justified. Your feelings is more than justified because, one, you told this man off rip. I'm not having sex with somebody I'm not with. And if I lay down and have sex with you, me and you together. Ain't no in between. And so if you enter her body after she tells you that means y'all together. And she gonna bring you karma. Y'all men better stop dealing with women on certain levels. Like, you gotta be careful when you're dealing with certain women. However they feel about their temple, their universe, you're entering their universe. So they make the rules. So what happens if this girl's like, okay, if this person doesn't have real intent and they enter my body, all this bad stuff happened to them. And this is just a hypothetical, an example of, like, for real. Because some women, they don't like that. Some women have been raped. Some women have been touched and they didn't want to be touched. So you got to understand something. When certain people, when they go through levels of healing, they put a protection around them. Like, hey, you know what? If they don't have real intent for me and they try to enter my universe or whatever, like, let them feel that karma and let them feel, how they made me feel. And so you got to take that and deal with that yourself. So when you're talking to somebody and they're making a point to you, like, okay, like, why did you waste my time? Why did we even lay down and have sex if you had no real intent? Oh, I told you from Jump Street I didn't want a relationship. I told you from Jump Street I didn't want to talk to you, not unless you were courting me. I told you what it meant. I told you the difference between dating and courting. I told you if we lay down and have sex, you was mine and you were mine. And so at any point that you deviated from that plan, what does that mean? Like, if you called me the next day, we made a bet that, hey, listen, I'm not going to do it. And this is for the guys and women who actually have no real intent for a relationship, but still tell this girl yes. So once again, you disrespecting her universe. Who is her universe? She's God in this universe. So you're disrespecting God by going in this girl's universe and playing with her. Even if you said yeah or him, you're playing with him or her and saying yes to the sex, and you have no real intent with being with this person. But they want something real. Okay? And so then once you get it, then you're like, you know what? I kind of don't want to know more. Like, blah, 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 blah. Skip. Doesn't matter what the reason is. The whole thing is, this situation would have never happened if you, one, could control yourself. Self-control, guys. Some people do not look at it like that, but self-control is self-control. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, self-control. If I'm going to have control, if I'm around somebody and they're like, hey, I don't want to have sex, fine. I'm just going to sit there. I don't care if they even get horny. We're not having sex because you told me we're not going to have sex. I don't care what's going on. I'm not going to lead you on. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me or none of that. But if you're someone I'm telling, like, okay, well, if I let you enter my body, then, you my man at that point. Because I don't just allow anybody to enter my body. And if you thought I allowed anybody to enter my body, then you're looking at me at a value that is not even myself. If you think that I will allow you, a random stray, to enter my body, then something is wrong. And so, like I told my friend, I said, listen, you should never feel bad about allowing, a sexually, like, you should never be mad about having a sexual experience. Okay? Especially if you, like, in that moment you wanted to do it, you should never feel bad about it. Okay? That's one thing a lot of times people, when we go through healing, when we're healing our sexual bodies or you're doing womb healing, it's like we kind of feel bad about some of the stuff that happened during sex. Like you're upset about sexual moments that happen. You have rights to if you didn't want that to happen. But if you had a moment that you did, you just feel like, okay, well, this person didn't even value my universe at all. I should have never let them enter my body. Okay, and this happens a lot, though. For men and women. And a lot of times, it'd be a lot of guys, it's 4:44 on the clock. It'd be a lot of men who's willing to just enter anybody's body. You don't even know this person. This person could be putting up a persona to be a good person, and they're really not a good person in the inside. They're really horrible. So now you done stuck your penis in some girl and you picked up on her energy. Like, you get what I'm saying? Then you passed it around because you're community dick. And to me, at some point, if you over 35 and you still thought something wrong to me, that's a red flag. That's a trigger, okay? Like, you're not happy? You're not healed? What's going on? But I was telling her that she shouldn't be upset at herself for sharing her body because that's something she wanted to do. The only thing that she could be upset about is that some man played with her. He literally lied to her. And that's what I told my guy friend, because he's really cool. That's my guy. And I guess he was trying to like explain to her, like, hey, he took her out one day, they had sex, and then he took her out another day and he didn't like her after that. And I told him, I said, is it because that she gave it up too fast? And he's like, it could be that in a way, but I don't think we be good together. And so I'm listening to her talk, and she's like, I did not want to. I'm thinking he wants the court because I told him I only wanted a relationship. And I was like, and I didn't want to have sex with nobody unless I was in a relationship with him. And I felt her. I said, I'm on the same tip. And so she's like, once me and him agree, like, okay, we didn't want the same things, we're just not going to talk. Then I'm assuming that the only reason why he would be calling my phone back is to say, hey, I want to court you. I want to try a relationship. You wouldn't be calling my phone back to say that you want to have sex, because I told you I already don't have sex. I told you I'm not dating with sex. I'm dating without sex, okay? So hearing that really made me feel like, okay, so he's an abuser. And I try to get my guy friend to see that. Like, listen, bruh, you are an abuser. You are in the power with men and women that abuse people for your self-values. You will destroy other people's self-values along the way. You just take. You're not giving. You didn't even give her penis. Even though you entered her body, her universe, you didn't give her anything at all. You didn't exchange energy or nothing, whether the sex was good or not. Because he did say the sex was good. He just said that she isn't someone that he want to date. He want to take serious. But she don't know, which I know, that like he got like 4 or 5 females lined up. And I feel her. She's somebody who takes herself serious. And so she's like, why did you call me? I told you if we go here, if I date you, I'm dating the court. I don't want to have sex with you. And then you tell me that you want to be in a relationship with me. You want to try it out. And then the next day you don't. Like, you, 1 minute you do, 1 minute you don't. I don't have time for that. I'm calling time out. That's called games. You like to play games with people. And that's something that I'm not willing to tolerate or put up with. And I felt her when she said that. And I was like, listen. I tried to tell my guy friend, I said, listen, once she told you she was looking for something serious, if you're not looking for something serious, you should have blocked her number, erased her number, whatever, however you get down when you stop calling a person. You should have did that. You shouldn't even thought about her. He said, the only reason why I thought about her because I felt like she was mysterious, and like literally this woman told me no. I got to get to know her. I thought about it a few days and I'm like, what? He's like, yes, I have never had a woman tell me no. And I was like, wow. And he was like, so that really threw me off. And that made me want her even more. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh. But he said, I didn't know that I caused harm. Like, I thought, like, maybe I looked at it from a guy point of view, like, hey, this girl don't have sex, and I basically took her sex virginity. Like, over again. Like, but she technically, when you put it the way you put it, she technically didn't give it to me. She didn't give it to me under the right intentions. My intentions weren't right. They weren't pure. And I'm like, wow. I am so happy that, I could help you see that, okay? For real. And he said that once I put it the way that I put it, he said, dang, I really sound like a predator. Like I'm just going around looking for women who might be hard and breaking them down, making them drop their boundaries, basically. And then once they drop the boundary, and then I tell them I don't want them. So now, only did I not break them, but I tried to break them. He said, and that sounds aggressive. Like she told me no, like she said it nice, and then I called her back and I lied to her and I really just wanted to hit. And he told her this. Like, why are we talking? Like he kept it so real with her to the point where she had a healing moment at that same time of talking with me and him. So like she had her healing moment. But then like before we got off the conversation, like guys, like literally he ended up taking her out and like really getting a good chance to know her. Cause I think he just like stopped, but he really got a chance to really know her on a deeper level. And what I will say is that they've been dating now for like 2 weeks. Like dating. But they've been talking for a minute, but then they're like dating now. And so I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and it was like, they think me, but it's like, make sure you talk about that on your podcast, because a lot of times people don't see what they're doing, women and men. I know a girl who did that. I said, bruh, so basically you took some dude who wanted to be in a relationship and you literally slaughtered him. Broke his heart, cheated on him with his best friend, did all this extra stuff. And he told you he didn't want to have sex with you first, and you basically raped that man. He said no, and you still raped him. And you were okay with that. So my whole thing is that now he don't know what to do because he like you and you don't want a relationship. So now he has to sit up there and suffer this abuse that you're giving him. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. I don't like it. Pineapples. Okay? Like, I just don't like that. I'm a woman and I'm a diehard feminist at the end of the day. But what I will tell you is I don't like when nobody mistreats anybody, whether you are a man or a woman. This is something that y'all must stop. When you're dating people, you need to date people with intentions. I'm not going to date you if I don't have intentions. My intentions are not pure. Like, I don't play games with you. I'm not going to date you one moment, and because I don't like you, I feel like I don't like you enough to be with you. I'm not going to place you as my friend. I'm going to erase you off that whole little map. Like, I don't know you. We're cordial, but I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't know a damn thing about me at all. So, guys, men and women, gods and goddesses. Well, gods and goddesses, they don't do that. They don't do that transaction. And people be like, oh, you placed them over everybody else. They're in one consciousness. They're in one love. They already know not to do that. They know that hurts. They respect other gods and goddesses. Only people who don't do that is people in low vibration. That's a low vibration transaction that I'm talking about that took place. And like I told him, I said, imagine your daughter telling you this story. How would you feel? Like, Dad, listen up. I wanted to date this dude. I told him I wanted a serious relationship and I don't want him to pursue me unless he was going to be serious. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hold his hand. I don't even want to be in his presence if he doesn't want to be serious with me. And he basically called me up and was like, what's up? You want to hang out? I'm thinking that he want to hang out because he want to be there with me. So we start hanging out. We start kicking it. Like, we're kicking it every day now. And then the next thing I know is I'm thinking that we're flowing towards my relationship status that I agreed to. I told him that I wanted, but he told me he didn't want one. So wasn't going to date him, but he called me back. He's kicking it with me like he wants a relationship. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, imagine your daughter telling you that, or imagine your son telling you that. You're not going to like that conversation. You're going to look at stuff at a total different point and an end and a different perspective, to the point where you're like, wow, I never looked at it like that. Like, what am I doing? This is harmful to a woman, to a child, especially to, like, if you're dealing with somebody spiritual, like, you know, like, they're tapped in, they already know, but still, people are still healing, guys. Like, I don't care which level of spirituality you on, like, or if you spiritual, you're not spiritual, you're still healing. Healing is every day. It's not just some days. I tell people that I might find out information that I need to heal from, and I might get that like 6-7 years later. But I'm still healing, and that'd be fine. I heal right there in that moment, okay? But no, all jokes aside, guys, like, I really think that as people, as human beings, we should really take this kind of stuff serious. Some people don't think you should take it serious. I think you should take this very serious. Because this is like a sign to show you men who are aggressive, okay? Women. Because I done been in a domestic violence situation. So I'm telling y'all, this is a sign, one sign that leads to aggression, whether it's for a man or to a woman. Like, they might hit you. Because there are some men that get beat on. They don't believe in hit women. They'll let this woman hit them all day. They will not touch a woman. And I'm sorry for the guys who don't really hit women back at all. Like, I'm sorry y'all even get abused. But yes, there are some women that abuse on men. But I wonder if this is a first step to show them, like, oh, yeah, like, okay, I told her I wanted this, and she kept on pushing me. Like, okay, I told you I don't want a relationship. I don't want to talk to nobody. And you got the same person coming to you every single day asking you, can we be in a relationship? Can we be in a relationship? I just told you I don't want to be in a relationship. Now, if this person is saying that and you know that they said something like they only want to be in a relationship, you keep talking with them, taking them out, then you're showing them that you want to be in a relationship. If you give a person your time, now this is one thing that's important too that I want to make sure I state, because she said this was a good point and she wanted me to make sure I mention this. If I give any person my time, okay, as is the person that I am today, and I tell you, I am single, I'm not really looking, and you still pursue me, meaning every single day I talk to you, you're asking me, can we be together? Can we be in a relationship? Can we be together? I already told you no the first time. You want me to say something different the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th time? But this is the first initial thing I told you. I was like, hey, I'm really not looking. And you're still, pursuing me. Now, some people will say this. Well, you can pursue them. And because some women, they like that chase. Hold on, pause. No woman is really going to run for something she loves. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, what woman is going to run from a diamond? Okay. You got a diamond in your hand and you're trying to give it to this woman. Do you think she's going to take it, run from it, or do you think she's going to take it? I'm telling y'all, the only reason why sometimes y'all might run from somebody is because to the level of intensity, you're not used to that level. And so it might scare you. Like, damn, or maybe your spirit's telling you to run because this person's not your person. I'm telling you, like, people that are meant to be in your life, you're not going to run for them. It's just going to click. It's just going to go. You're going to know. Like, and that's the thing that people don't understand. If it does not flow, then I don't know where we're flowing to. And because water even has a destination. So, but I'm not going to be on no boat going to no universal flow with nobody who has no plan for their self or me. Like, there's no plan. I'm not about to entertain that. Ain't got nothing to do with how you usually get down, how anybody else usually get down. It's about me, myself, and I, what I'm not willing to accept. I'm telling y'all, really stand on this because people don't know that this is a sign of abuse. If you tell somebody you're not looking and they still hit you up every day talking about a relationship, that's a sign of abuse. Now, I don't think it's a sign of abuse if this person that's asking you this, they already told you off rip, they wanted a relationship, and they're just asking you, like, what is it that you want to do? I'm not going to play games with you. I don't think nothing is wrong with that. I just think it's a problem when people play games and string people along. Women are guilty of the John Doe crime. Big facts, okay? Like, that ain't no lie. Big guilty of the John Doe crime. But here's what I want to say, guys. Like, it's all love. Like, be careful on how you deal with people, guys. We are waking up spiritually, physically, mentally. If you're dating, date with intent. I always tell people, like, bruh, you would have never had this sexual experience if you would have got to know this person beforehand. I'm telling you, like, I never used to have sex at all, not unless I knew this person. Like, knew this person. I had to go out with them for a while. I had to talk to them for a while. I had to see what kind of person they are. I always been like that. I never really had a one night stand, for real. And so some people have, I haven't. Like, I don't know. Like, people I probably wanted a one night stand with kind of led to like 6 months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be a one night stand. Boy, we are here 6 months now. I'm kind of like tired. But yeah, like in general, like no, like, but I really think like a lot of times people don't really look at the first sign of an aggressive person or abusive person. Because that's abusive mentally and it could be physically. Mentally, this person's telling you, I want something. You say you want something else. Instead, you're pressuring this person to give you this, and they're saying, I don't want this. So at some point, that's an abuse. And if you're talking about people who, the DV thing, domestic violence thing, I remember I was in a domestic violence class. We were somewhere cracking up. We made jokes about it. But on the first level is they talk about the first level of aggression that you see a person. And I never knew how important that was. The first time, if I tell you, hey, I don't want to go out with you, you say, fine. I'd rather do just sit back and just watch me. And then if I tell you I don't want to go out with you and I'm telling you why, I'm communicating. But if I tell you like, hey, look, I'm not really looking for somebody right now at this moment. But when I do, when I get free, if you're still free, then yeah, I'll talk to you. Then you can hit me up when you see me free and I'm dating. Then you could be like, hey, can we go out? Can we go out? I don't mind that. I'm just telling you because sometimes if I'm in a moment and I'm telling you I'm healing, I don't want to talk to nobody, that really means I don't want to talk to nobody. If you keep pursuing me to the point where it's annoying, like I feel like you're like really pressuring me because you're pressuring me to do something that I don't want to do. You're making me step outside my boundaries. I don't like that. So I'm telling you, everybody, and I don't know who this is for, but because I know there's a lot of people, you might be sexually open or you might be healing your sexual body at this current moment, or you might about to heal your sexual body. Because you do come at a point in time in life where you just go through and you start healing like sexual activities. Sexual moment. Do you think you would even have sex like that if these actions didn't happen before. I'm telling you. And I always tell people this. When I heal my sexual body, the one thing I can tell y'all that is real and no lie is that when I healed my sexual body and I went to explore sex, I didn't like nothing about it. I had to go back and do more healing, because what I found out was why I was even over there having sex at this moment. Like, why did I need to test out my sex with somebody I do not like at all? And this is me being real. Don't like this person at all. But a lot of the times people don't understand, like, when you go through sexual healing, like, you might relapse just like healing. You might do some things that you said you didn't used to do, because you got to figure out, like, what you like, what you don't like, what you don't want to do no more. Some people, they got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's when they get up and go. That's when things change. Some people can sense when things change and change it immediately. That's all on your level of changing, but eventually you will have to change that. And at that moment when I did that, I was like, man, I'm not ready to even have sex. I'm not going to commit to this man. That was real talk. I never really liked dude. And the only reason why, that's a whole different story, a different day on a different podcast. But at that moment, like, I felt like I needed that. Because then I knew, like, okay, I don't want to lay down and have sex, not unless it's meaningful. Not unless I can give my body to somebody. I want to say, like, I want you to enter my body. If I didn't say that to you, then baby, then you forced your way inside of me. Period, point blank. Like, if I did not say I want to give you my body, then we're not even really having sex, because it's a total different sexual experience. Like, when you give your body to somebody and then, like, because they really appreciate the fact that you're giving it to them. Like, it's a whole different sexual experience. People, I'm telling y'all, it's a whole different sexual experience. But for whoever this message is for, I really hope that, like, you take the time out to, like, view on how you're dating people. Or are you dating people with intentions to deceive them, get over on them? Oh, they ain't had sex in a long time. I don't want nothing serious, but I want to have sex. I want to crack them. I want to take them down. You want to take something from them. That's not a good look. That means you're a thief. You steal stuff. To me, that's triggering. But how does that look for real? Like, you're a predator. You're preying on women who know what they want, and you're making them break their barriers to give you something that you want, and you can't even give them back in exchange of energy back, the same energy you want from them. You can't give that back, and you feel like you're worthy enough to get this girl's body, this goddess body. Like, because every woman's a goddess, and when she realizes that she claims her power, then that's different. So this goddess or this God's body. I remember I asked the question. I said, "When's the last time y'all man said no? How many times y'all say no?" It's a few guys that do say no. Like, and I know why they say no, but one dude told me, he said, "I say no to women to having sex because here's the thing. I got a big ass dick." And I was like, oh my gosh, he is so real and he's so raw and pure. But he was like, I don't want to stick it in everybody. I learned that a minute ago. These girls is crazy. So what I got to do is pick and choose my shots. Like, and so they got to be worthy enough to get this penis, because I'm going to bless them. So it's whoever I feel like I want to bless. And I was like, oh, okay. But a girl too thirsty, I can't trust that. I might need to go to the clinic after I deal with her. So I'm not going to have sex with somebody that, I don't trust. And so it's crazy to even hear someone say that, but literally he was just keeping it real, having a conversation with us. And I was like, oh my gosh. I really wonder how many men say no. I know a lot of guys that say no. I know that I hear them. Every time I say no to a girl, like, no, I don't want to do it. And some of them do it just to see her reaction. Half the time, I remember back in the day, I used to tell guys no all the time just to see their reaction and I used to scream at no. And if they used to get mad, I wouldn't even deal with them no more after that. I wouldn't even call their phone. Their number is deleted. Like, what would make you think you finna come over my house and just chill and smash? Like, what? What type of stuff is that? You didn't even work for it. Like, what? No, goodbye. Dismiss yourself. I'm not even going to deal with that at all. And so I really value myself and I really love myself on a whole deeper level to the point where I won't accept anything less than what I'm worth. And a lot of guys need to really step up their worth. Make a girl work for your penis. Like, make a girl work for your time. Make a woman work for your time. Real women, and I feel like at some point you might need to evaluate what you're looking for and what you consider a woman. Like, because if you get that woman that you consider a woman, I don't think that you should mistreat her or anything. You should really value her. But a lot of times I do see this happening. Even I was talking to my cousin. He said he's guilty of the John Doe crime. He said he's like guilty of playing with girls. And he's like, it's a thing that they teach like us men. He said they teach us men to keep pursuing a woman even after she said no. I was like, wow. That's crazy. I never even looked at it like that. So a lot of times people, when you take a step back and you really look at certain things from a point of view, and actually remove yourself and look at the situation, like as your daughter was talking to you or your son, you're going to look at things totally different. Like, maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But either way or, I'm still going to be good though, okay? I don't know, guys. I guess this is like my mental health / spiritual health / relationship talk. Because y'all know I like that relationship talk / sex talk. Because y'all know I love talking that sex talk. Because sex talk really get down to some hurt too. It show you your hurt a different way. And I promise you, I need to talk about that, like the actual sexual healing on a deeper plane on how I sexually heal my sexual body. Like, she brand new. Everything she do is brand new. For real. I got to tell y'all about that because it's really funny and it's true. Like, it's funny and it's true, but it's real. But guys, I'm telling y'all, just be patient and be real with people. Don't waste their time, but also value people. Value yourself enough to say no. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, at times, most people, they don't, I'll be like, nah, I'm cool. Now, granted, if it's somebody I want to have sex with, I'm going to have sex with them. There's nothing that's going to stop me from doing that. We're all human beings. We're all spiritual beings. The thing is about being honest with yourself. I always tell people, if I'm going to have sex with you, I know I'm going to have sex with you before we leave out the door. Women know that, so do men. If I'm going to have sex with you, you're going to know I'm going to have sex with you. I'm prepared to have sex with you. Okay? Like, women, they usually prepare themselves. They usually shave. They legs, especially if they've been single for a long time. They legs to be shaved, all of that. But I'm telling y'all, when people value you and they value your body, they hear you. They respect you. If you enter somebody's body and you lied to get into their body or you had no real intentions with being with this person, then guess what happens? You play games, and eventually those same games will be played on you, okay? Because now somebody got to heal. Whether it's the man doing the transaction being an aggressor or whether it's the woman being an aggressor. Somebody has to heal. Okay? And with somebody healing here, that means some hurt was done. So I'm just telling y'all guys, like, this all comes back down to how does this keep manifesting your life? And how can you get out of this loop? Sometimes you got to address the initial situation. What is the initial cause of some of your hurt? It could be I'm telling a person what I want. They're telling me what they want. And I tell them we're not in alignment. I'm walking away. And then they're telling me still, can they call and be my friend or can they still enter my body? Even though I told them that's not what I want to do. And you keep pressuring. What does that say about you as a person? You're a predator. Whether you're a man or a woman, you are a predator. Like, sex is an easy thing. It's not something hard. It's easy. Like, if a woman wants it, she wants it. If a man wants it, he wants it. But I don't think you should pressure nobody into being with you. I don't think you should have to pressure nobody to mess with you. But if you are a woman and you're telling this man, or you are a man, you're telling a woman, I don't want to have sex unless I'm in a relationship. People should be able to understand that and get that. I'm not one of them people. I'm not looking for a sexual buddy. I'm quick to say that. Like, I'm not looking for a sexual buddy. Maybe back in the day I was looking for a sexual buddy. I had a sexual buddy. One sexual buddy. And he lasts for years. And that's funny. But for real though, sexual buddy, like no emotional ties. We agreed to no emotional ties with that. It was just the person I was just sexual with. That's it. I wasn't sexual with nobody else outside of that one person. But I just didn't want the relationship. I was just like, I'll commit to the sex. I just don't want to commit to the emotional part. I'm not ready for that yet. I was always honest. So whether or not you caught feelings or not first doesn't mean anything to me. I just, But like I say, a lot of guys, they like being player until they meet playette. You feel me? Like, and they meet a real playette and they be like, ooh, their feelings be hurt. So anything I'm gonna tell y'all, but I really feel like how can we do prevention care with this is really going down to the initial. Like, if you're dealing with people, you wonder why sometimes it doesn't last. This could be that. If you're wondering why your dating life can't progress to a certain part, this is that reason. Change it up. If you notice that, hey, you go on a few dates, you trying to get something else, do something different. Somebody's going to catch your vibe. They're going to love you. Promise you that. Like, they're going to take every moment of you and love you. Whatever this person said that they couldn't love you about, they don't like you about, somebody else will love the snot out of you. Like, love the ground you walk on. Like, I'm telling you, people value you. Like, you got to value yourself first. But this is just my story, guys. But shout out to Ric Flair and who was that? Ric Flair and Charlene. That's what you want me to call her. Charlene. Ric Flair, Charlene, because this episode is for them because she wanted me to talk about it because I helped her out. And they actually did healing work together. He said he was sorry. He didn't mean to pressure her to enter her body. And he's sorry that he didn't understand what she was saying before. Like, hey, I don't want you to enter my body if you're not my man. And there's nothing wrong with that. And a guy should not make you feel like anything's wrong with you either. Or a woman. So, and he was able enough to like say that he was sorry. He's working on himself. He didn't really look at himself as a predator, really, or an aggressor until he actually heard me talk about it. And he was like, wow. So this episode is dedicated to them. They said they hope that their situation will help a lot of people and to actually understanding. And this is also for domestic violence awareness. Like, this is a first step, guys. Like, when you dating a guy and you tell him you don't want to date him and yet he's still pressuring you to date him, that's a sign. That's first red flag. But also, don't drop your standards and don't drop your boundaries. People who love you, people who are going to respect you, they're going to respect your boundaries at all time, okay? All right, well, I ain't going to talk your head off too much, but thanks for tuning in to, the relationship, mental health / sex talk / all of the above podcast. Make sure y'all go follow me at the Pretty Red ENT show.podbean.com, or you can go follow me on Snapchat at the Pretty Red ENT show. Y'all know I'll be popping on Snap. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Pretty Red ENT show. It's your girl goddess Nikita, aka Pretty Red ENT.